Hey everybody, it's X, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we're going to be playing some more Best of One competitive Final Fantasy Sealed. This is the Qualifier play-in event. This is your main event to turn your play-in points into some actual cold hard gems that you can spend on any other events, and because of all of the Arena Direct events, I've turned all of my gems into some boxes. So we're very, very low on gems, and I need to get some more onto the count before the launch of Edge of Eternities in just a couple weeks now. So we're just trying to get as many wins as possible to get as many gems out of these events as possible. Other than that, it is the exact same structure as the Arena Direct events we've been doing. It's best of one sealed. We are out at 6 wins or 2 losses, whichever comes first. So you all know the drill by now. Without further ado, let's just hop in there. All right, so we got a couple really great blue rares, Jill and Astrologian's Planisphere. Those are both fantastic. Outside of that, Choco could be good, but generally not the most worth going into 3 colors for if those colors aren't already some of the best colors in the sealed pool anyway. And Bartz and Boko is a little narrow. We need to have a bunch of other birds for him to do anything, otherwise it's just 5 mana 4/3. The Balam Garden is also pretty good, although it is a bit color restrictive, not as color restrictive as Choco, but we do have to play this in specifically a green-blue deck, because you need both green and blue to flip it into that great flying vehicle in the endgame. But that's still a pretty great sealed pool here. Planisphere, Jill, Balam Garden, Choco, all quite solid, and then maybe a Bartz and Boko if we have the birds for it. So we're really hoping our green and our blue are well represented within our sealed pool, because that's where our best rares are. Checking out the color list first, though, to see what kind of fixing we have. We have double Blitzball, double World Map. It's pretty solid when it comes to the colorless mana fixing. For multicolored cards, we have Ignis for some ramp in Simic. We've got a green-white, red-white, some black-white, and a blue-white dual land. Quite a lot of duals. Yeah, and one in green-blue as well, because our green-blue rare is also a dual land. It's pretty cool. Any uncommons that really push us in any direction? There's one Black Waltz and one Sid. Not particularly. Let's see what we have in each color individually now. Triple Zack in white. That's where the legend rule starts getting a little awkward when you have like 3 copies of the same legend. There's also no removal in our white here. I mean, there's one Primal Gruta, but that's kind of narrow removal, just 4 damage and just to a tapped creature. White is okay. Looks very filler. Probably a little below average. Blue's solid. We have 3 blue removal spells, double stuck in Summoner's Sanctum and a Sleep Magic. We obviously have Jill, which is fantastic, and the Planisphere that's quite strong as well. Also some of the better commons like the Wyvern, the draw spell of Dreams of Laguna. The Ultros can play well with that flashback on Dreams of Laguna, but that's the only card that triggers it, so not the most exciting Ultros deck. This is still really nice, though. Blue looks quite strong in this sealed pool. Checking out the black, 1 cornered by black mages for removal. None of the better removal spells. That is a shame. No Vane's Treachery, no Sephiroth's Intervention. Cornered by black mages is still a very good removal spell, but for just sticking into literally any deck, the Treachery and the Intervention are better because you can kill whatever you need to kill with them as targeted removal. Cornered by black mages can be better in certain decks when you're really spell heavy. That black mage token goes a long way, so it does depend on the deck, but this is the more narrow of the black removal spells. And there's no huge power here. We've got a good card draw spell, some decent creatures on curve. Oops, like the black mages run the Dark Knight's Greatsword. I'm gonna have to manually cut everything because I did that. Alright, red. Lots of cards here, although a lot are really mediocre filler. Yeah, there's Call the Mountain Chocobo, Fire Magic I'm a pretty big fan of, and then a pretty significant drop-off from there to then a chunk of some decent filler, I guess, and then a chunk of some bad filler. I'm just not the biggest fan of red in this format in sealed. I think a lot of the cards are just so narrow that they play so much better in draft, where you really have to make sure you're playing the right deck for the cards to really do much of anything. Green, we've got a good bird count here. 2 greens, a fat chocobo for our Bartz and Boko. So that'll be 4 birds total. 2 greens, fat chocobo. We can play Choco off the splash. We have Town Greeter to help dig for lands. Yeah, I'm feeling like green, blue, splash, white here. Yeah, white is the weaker, these 3 colors. That looks perfectly fine to me. Run Sid for now, but probably one of the first cuts. Okay, so this is every colorless, multicolored green and blue card in the sealed pool. So first and foremost, I don't recommend running Adventures in any deck, even if you're just 2 colors, because it can keep you off of your double green or double blue cards, or whatever colors you're playing, which is not really worth the 2 life you get off of it. There's a distinct downside in running a colorless land. Eden has a strong enough ability that I think it is playable in 2 color decks that have good mana bases, but in a 3 color deck, when we're splashing in here, I'm going to need as many colored sources as I can get, so I'm not going to run that. I thought we had a blue-white duel. We only have a green-white? No, we have a green-white and a blue-white, so that's nice. We've got pretty good dual lands to fix towards this Choco. I think between the dual lands and then maybe the blitz balls, if we have room for them, we're not going to need the world maps. I'll cut those. I'm going to sort my creatures and my job select cards up top. 15 to 17 is the average creature count for a slightly aggressively leaning mid-rangey deck, which is what most draft and sealed decks are going to be. So let's see if we have that 15 to 17 creature count right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have exactly 17 creatures. So we're probably going to be a little creature light in this deck, because I don't think I want to run all of these creatures. Although I could run most of them. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 job select creatures that get buffed by Sid because they are heroes. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then we also have... Oh, we actually have 4 of them. Okay, so 4 hero tokens get buffed by Sid, a 5th from the Wyvern, but there's only 1 artifact creature. That's probably getting cut. So 5 cards for Sid to buff, otherwise just a hard to cast 4 mana 4/4. Feels like Sid is probably the first cut here for the mana cost. I do still like running all of our job select creatures. They work well with our Planisphere as well, getting +1/+1 counters every time we cast one. So some nice non-creature spells that are technically creatures for us. I like the T-Rex on the flan here, getting to our higher mana values. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut Sid for now and be on 16 creatures currently. And the reason I had to count manually is because the job select equipment don't count into the creature count, so you can't just check this. There's a lot of formats you can. You can just go to creature count and see it there, but when you've got a bunch of job select equipment, oh, and creature tokens as well, then you have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I forgot to keep this in mind. Our double Chocobo token producer, so we still have basically 18 creatures here. So now I gotta cut some stuff. I don't think I can cut any bird tokens if I want to get Bartz and Boko really working. The main reason I like these job select equipments is because of the planisphere, and the greens also work with the planisphere by being a sorcery that counts as a creature. We don't have the most cards that trigger Ultros in this deck. I'm probably going to have like one, basically. I'll have the flashback on Dreams of Laguna, but I'm not likely to run Earth Crystal, Prima Vista, Realm Reborn. So Ultros is actually almost entirely a 2-mana 2/1 in this deck. Yeah, that's basically a free cut. Get out of here, Ultros. Normally a very solid card, especially in draft, but not for this deck. So we're at 17 creatures now. I guess we'll just keep it at that for now, because I don't see any other incredibly obvious cuts. So we'll go on to the non-creature spells and cut all the obvious cuts here, like the Earth Crystal, the Prima Vista, and Realm Reborn, all for being just far too slow. Airship is sometimes fine and sealed, but I think it's on the chopping block, as is the Blitz Ball, because I think our mana base in terms of just our lands is already actually pretty good. I only have one white spell in the whole deck, so I don't mind just the 3 white sources. And then our main 2 colors are on a 9-8 split. Yeah, our mana base is quite good even without the Blitz Balls, and I don't have much to ramp into here. A little bit of 5s and 6s. So I'm actually probably cutting the Blitz Ball too. Alright, Ramen's tremendously filler. Final Act is pretty bad. I don't love Clash. It works with Summon Fat Chocobo, that's about it. Otherwise, it's a bad fight spell. Man, was this really like all the removal? 2 stuck in Summoner Sanctum, 1 Sleep Magic, and an Airship Crash. Got 1 Blitzball shot, I guess, and then this could be a deck. That seems reasonable to me, but if we can find any more removal to play, like to. We could splash in Primal Garuda. That is some mid removal to splash, but Cornered by Black Mages is unsplashable, and red only has Fire Magic, which is not a targeted removal spell, it's just a removal spell to kill all the small creatures. Yeah, our removal in the sealed pool as a whole is pretty bad, it looks like. There's not really anything to really splash in, even at this point. We'd have to play Lunatic Pandoras if we want more removal. And I would really rather not. They are very mana inefficient. Very mana intensive. And I'm, again, still just not a huge fan of Primal Garuda. I guess we might just have to go for it, low removal. Honestly think I'd just rather have the deck as it is. Alright, well, I guess we got our sealed pool for today. We got our sealed deck for today at the ready. Running most of our removal, Sleep Magic, Double Stuck, and Airship Crash. And all of our strongest spells. The Balam Garden, the Jill, the Bartz and Boko, if we can get some Chocobo tokens out for that. Also the Planisphere here getting a bunch of counters. Yeah, this is a high power level deck. It's just a little bit low on interaction overall, but it looks like it's very, very serviceable, so we'll have to see how it does as we hop into the gameplay. Alright, here we are on the play with quite the curve out. We have the Planisphere, the Wyvern, and the Choco for our first 3 plays of this game. We even have the Balam Garden if we get to really high mana values. That'll be quite exciting. And we're drawing the lands naturally to maybe just cast the T-Rexar instead of land cycling it. We are playing against a green deck here. Some Golgari stuff. Undercity Dire Rat is the play. 2/2 that dies into producing a treasure token. The curve just keeps getting better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's an entire game worth of mana curve. There's Town Greeter from our opponent looking for land, and they do find a swamp. Looks like they're green, black, and white over there. Well, they got a tap land in hand, play a Xanark hand there. Drawn to a Sage's Nullis. Not the greatest right now. So we just want to keep curving out. I imagine this will be like Swamp, Sephiroth's Intervention on Choco. Nope, just a Vincent Valentine. They don't have the removal here. Vincent Valentine is a very, very bad time for us, though, because we also don't have the removal here. Alright, now I have a second 6-drop to cast in the late game, so we're likely going to force cycle this T-Rexar, but let's get the Choco attack first. If I decline, we put it onto the battlefield tapped, yeah. So now if our opponent casts a removal spell, Vincent's going to turn into a 5/5, which then attacks and flips into a... Good lord, a 6/4 trample lifelink that comes back to the battlefield when it dies. I think we're just going to die to Vincent without removal. We just need to top deck removal. I think that's all there is to it here. Alright, here comes the absolute monster. We can't trade into this profitably at all. We can't just keep letting it in, or we can never kill our opponent. Luckily, our removal spells do work against Vincent because we're in blue. All 3 of our blue removal spells keep him tapped and stunned. 1 mana off from playing and equipping this Thief's Knife, which would be our best bet to try to draw a bunch of cards here and dig towards the removal. Already gaining 6 a turn. Just play the ATM and trade off on blocks. Force a reflip from our opponent just to buy time. I really don't have great options here. There's the slash light on the ATM. That's not the removal. Alright, this is basically my final draw step to hit something. It's probably too late now regardless because the amount of damage I'm taking next turn. Failed to find off the Thief's Knife. Yeah, we just have a terrible matchup against Vincent. Because even if I played the only other removal spells I could play, the Primal Garuda wouldn't kill it because it's 4 damage to a tapped creature. And this just comes right back from the battlefield, and the 6 mana tap sack destroy it wouldn't kill it either. Because we didn't have 6 mana till they already flipped it into the 6/5. So I could spend the 6 mana, destroy it, and then they just have Vincent again. They can attack, flip. Just the fact that the Galeon Beast just comes back is absolutely brutal. And that final draw step was not the card we need. I guess we get 1 more off of the Wyvern. Any of the 3 blue removal spells, please? Okay, Dreams of Laguna. Any of the blue removal spells, please? Airship crash is not it. Okay, that's not the full removal spell, but it is an approximation here. Yeah, I guess all things considered, it's not actually a horrific matchup. Because our removal spells do actually deal with Vincent, our 3 blue removal spells. It's just that our draw's been pretty bad. The part that's kind of a rough matchup about it is the fact that our none of our removal could really deal with Vincent before he flips. Okay, we gotta set up the fat chocobo here for Bartz and Boko, and then we need to stick the beast into the Summoner Sanctum. I guess we found this at the actual last possible moment, because I am somehow still barely alive right now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Barely alive. Keep getting counters on somebody else. I'm at 2 life, so I'm dead if a single creature ends up hitting me. So I'm gonna need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can play 2 creatures next turn, play the greens and the Bartz and Boko. So I can lose 2 creatures right now to be at 5 creatures total. And then play 2 more creatures. Yeah, I can kill the hero here. The cost of 2 of my creatures. And then I'm killing one of them. Yeah, I'm killing one of their creatures. With the Bartz and Boko enter effect. I guess I'm just killing a 2/2, so I don't need the fat chocobo. I don't care about the trample. It's just here for Bartz and Boko. Also, I can play the other chocobo first as well. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep the 5/4 over the 4/4 then. Especially because the 4/4 is going to die eventually. Five mana for this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I equip a Planisphere, I can't play Monk's Fist this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers, and I kill one of their creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers if I kill one of their creatures. So I can attack with the Wyvern and draw a card again. But then I would be dead to removal. A little sketchy. I think then I'm going to miss out on some +1/+1 counters to be dead to removal here. So now I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This costs 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. I can actually equip the Planisphere here. One, 2. This is immediately an insane game. I don't know how I'm still alive right now, but I'm trying my best. The treasure's probably not that valuable for them. this point of the game, so we kill the biggest attacker. They're on a 3-turn clock from the Wyvern. We might be able to kill them in 2 swings, honestly. Yeah, that should be easy enough. We just need 8 power to do that. We can definitely kill them in 2 swings, even. Okay, so let's set up to kill them in 2 swings. So Monk's Fist, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left. Can Dreams of Laguna for another counter, so that's 7 power, and then I just need to put 2 more counters on the Wyvern next turn. We have to put counters on this pre-attacks, ideally. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers. Okay, I don't need to play Ignis this turn then. Actually, this lets the Wyvern have Vigilance too. So this is 9 blockers up. They don't find removal and we turn this game around. Oh, you gotta be joking. Every other block I make has to kill a creature. I take a minimum of 4 damage here because I kill 3 of their creatures and they have a treasure token. Tried so hard and got so far. The end doesn't even matter. Alright, here we are for game number 2. We are 0-1 right now. So a single loss knocks us out of here, but no matter what, we get some gems out of this, and that is our whole goal this time. We're on the draw for this one against red, black, and white. They have to spend like a full combat trick to kill the gardener here, which is fine. Or a full removal spell. Because this hand has plenty ways to keep hitting mana. We've got a curve, we go Wyvern, then we go Greeter, then we go Chocobo, then we go T-Rexar. The 1 damage against the 1 toughness creature, as you do. Mill 2 bomb rares. Lovely. I should have taken an untapped land here. I got too excited about gaining 2 life. We do need an untapped land to play Chocobo and then T-Rexar, both off of just these 2 lands. Now I need to top deck another land to play T-Rexar turn 6. I can take some extra damage here. We're about to have a 4/4 roadblock for that rat. Okay, we hit an untapped land, so we were not punished at all for our choice of Town Greeter land. Whole bunch of tutus. Unfortunately, multiple are flying, and they had the removal for our flyer. We have to put some pressure on them, get them to a point where they might be interested in trading a Death Toucher off here. Because we want to get rid of these flyers. I can airship crash one of them, but I can also gain 3 life. That's 3 of the 4 maximum damage I could be taking this turn, and then a ton of pressure on them next turn, the 6/6 Trampler coming in. Prompto. 2/2's the deck. Sending the team. So, some kind of insane combat trick, apparently. +4/+4 or something? Guess we'll find out. I think there's a Death Touch spell. Oh, just a really big slash of light? Sure. It's not actually horrendous. Solid draw here. We can deal with both of those now. Then I am out of stuff. Could have tried to wait there in case they still felt that they could attack with that. Then I might be able to lethal them by just tapping the rat. Oh wait, no, I couldn't because the Chocobo gets sacked this turn. Alright, then that was fine. We trading here? We could find our Balam Garden off of Ignis here. We dig pretty far. We're already halfway through the deck. Did not find Balam Garden. Circle of Power, draw 2, go to 3. Kill that wizard token. Put them to 1, okay. Dire Rats. I'll kill all their creatures. The no activated ability Ignis. All attacks all day long. No cooking for you. And then he gets suplexed. Oh, look who it is. If we draw any creature, we lethal them in the sky now. If we don't, we die immediately. Never mind. That works. Creature. That's actually an incredible draw at this point. The 2 creatures off 1 spell. It's the win. We are 1-1 now. Getting a little bit more gems than the bare minimum as we head into game 3. This is an excellent hand for game 3. Starting with the Planisphere on turn 2 is always going to be nasty stuff. And we get to curve into a non-creature spell turn 3. Maybe even turn 4 if they play something to crash. You can crash a Scorpion Sentinel. That certainly works. Yeah, Tapland Airship Crash on turn 4 is going to be nice. Playing against some Grixis. Blue, black, and red over there. Alright, well. Crashing the Scorpion Sentinel just got less exciting, because now there's two of them. But still, somebody connects for some damage here. So it's probably better than the Chocobo token. Poke for 3. Syncopate or something here. And go greens plus Wyvern then. Now I have a 4 power attacker into the Sentinel. Reject that token, sure. Now they're tapped out. Wyvern resolves. We've got something very good to start putting Planisphere counters on. Or a Thief's Knife on. Ultimecia. Make sure she cannot get repeated attacks in, so I'll play the Fat Chocobo and have the blockers up for that. Ultros. And pass. Probably gonna flip our garden here. 6 mana to flip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have exactly enough mana to flip it if I don't equip Planisphere or Thief's Knife this turn. That feels like the play. Sephiroth's Intervention, that. Okay, we take those. I mean, with the Ultros on board, that is quite powerful, because stuns the Fat Chocobo as well. I don't know, they might just have the Dream Sealed pool, though, where they just have tons of interaction, so they still have more removal in hand after those two. But happy that they can't Intervention Arbalom Garden, at least. Looks like they have a lot more removal. Maybe? Nope. They were staring at their hand and hoping. They were trying to make removal appear out of thin air and it didn't. Let's go. 5, 6, 7. Definitely want the Planisphere equipped to somebody. Just put it on a bird. Just syncopate a Nuliths. Light of Judgment. They do just have infinite removal. It's a bummer. Our vehicle's stunned. Our Fat Chocobo dies next turn, and they have the Ultimecia flip. I guess they need yet another removal spell to actually flip Ultimecia, because otherwise we do have the triple block. Alright, goodbye, Fat Chocobo. Play the 7 mana one while I still have the mana for that. Pixie. Fire of their own to start getting in with. Land for turn. And they pass through. Hopefully Balamgarden gets to do its thing. We get them to regret blowing up the planisphere instead. Let's go. They are down to 7 now. Here's a T-Rex. Wyvern, so they've got 2 Chumpers now for our garden. They could actually double block it currently. But I can stop that here. It's 5 toughness. Make it 7 power and force a chump, but then I have to re-equip anyway. They want to go to 1, I think we're cool with that. Sen and T-Rex are. They have to block it a little, but then Ultimisi is more likely to flip, which is a little sketchy. I think I still do it. Cool. Kill Ultimisia. Drop an Ignis here. Probably could have actually sent in the Chocos. Off of a double landfall that turn. Go to 21. If they drew something to deal with the Balamgarden here, they wouldn't have attacked. And they'd be dead on board. Instead of just holding that up to chump it. But I guess they just milled a Call the Mountain Chocobo, so now they could just do that and stun it instead. Oh no, it's creature only, so the fact that it's a vehicle means they couldn't stun it. Sorcery speed. Jill is the draw. Do like that. Get them to just 2 blockers up here. Yeah, might be able to go wide for lethal at this point. I guess if I targeted Ultros, I would have forced them to shoot something other than Balamgarden here. But now they have to lose the Ultros on block. Oh shit, I tapped out a green. Oops. Alright. Get the win anyway. That is 2-1. Heading into game 4. We got a 2 and a 3 curve here. 2, 3, 4 curve off of drawing the white source. We are on the draw again. There's Town Greeter to start our opponent off. Some rule stuff. Green-red nonsense. Fenrir. Alright, double Town Greeter Fenrir that we've seen already. That is premium green. There's no good bounce targets for Jill, so we'll just play the Wyvern. Turn 4, Fat Chocobo on the play with a +1/+1 counter from Fenrir. Seems pretty fair. Play Choco, setting up for Bartz and Boko in the near future. Turn 5, 6/6 trample on the play. We are under so much pressure here. Not remotely funny. Draw me some Choco cards, which means not killing the token, sadly. So I need to get the Choco to attack in. Hand, okay. It's you have to reread it every time because I'm so used to the other ones. I don't think I care to Blitzball Shot just to save my 2/1 when I'm just gonna play another 2/1. I'll save the Blitzball Shot to save something better later. I'm so used to like, would you like to reveal that card? It's like, if the card's a land, you may reveal it and then put it onto the battlefield tapped, but for some reason Choco is worded completely differently. It's like the opposite. Usually, if it's a land, reveal it, you say, yes, I would like to do that. Reveal it and put it on the battlefield tapped. But with Choco, it's, if it's a land, you say no to keep it on top, and then because it's still on top, you put it on the battlefield. If you say yes, you're just actively choosing not to draw a card. I don't know, it's super confusing to me. Probably dead to Colosseum Behemoth. But maybe they die here. They block Choco, take 6, take 9. 9 is definitely not lethal. Got no way to deal with the Behemoth. If I equip Choco with the Nuliths and then attack all, I have it up as a blocker to chump Behemoth and not die. And if they block it, even if I don't hit a land, I can Blitzball Shot and kill Behemoth. I did hit a land. Oh my god, I did. I literally was just talking about this. I don't think I played a land this turn though, so it's probably fine. Very smart play from our opponent. That's brutal for us. Yeah, I haven't played a land this turn. Gubu. More high toughness stuff to not die to Behemoth. Attack. Do it. If I hit a forest, Fat Chocobo, Bartz, and Boko goes so hard here. Didn't hit a forest. I guess I can still do it off Goo Goo Gardener. Exact lethal. Probably have lethal with Blitzball shot as well, but this is safer because if I somehow don't, I actually have like a bunch of blockers up. Enough to stop 7 trample damage. Decline, then click. So weird. I don't know why it's worded like that. Over the look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may reveal it. If you do, put it on the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put it into your hand. That's how every other card that does that is worded. Alright, anyways, that is 3 and 1. Some really good work from just all the rares in the deck, really. Jill, Choco, and Bartz and Boko coming in hot that game. Alright, here we are on the play for game number 5. There's no green source in the opener, but we have the Dreams of Laguna to dig, and we have our strongest 2-mana play in the whole deck, so I'm not going to mulligan this. We did naturally draw the forest, so now the hand is incredible. Because I don't even have to dig, so I'll probably ramp here. On the play with 5 mana up on turn 4, that's going to be really strong. Yeah, I've got double green in the hand. We can grab the blue-white duel. Dark Knight's Greatsword. Airship Crash goes pretty hard against that. I might as well also pre-combat a creature. So if they block Ignis instead of the Planisphere, we hit even harder. Versus not having done that. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. Could just play the Nulets and hold that up. Dreams of Laguna if we don't need to cast it. Nulets pre-combat for the extra 1 point of damage. Sephiroth's Intervention, sure. Can't stop that. Just hit for 4 then. Should probably equip this here. No. It's probably better to be mana efficient for now. Yeah. This works out well. The Relentless ATM that I can't afford. Tragedy. Now I can. Well, not now, but next turn. Shiva, stun the big boy. One-shot McGee. They don't kill that, they're gonna die. They need 3 blockers for the ATM and it one-shots them. So they have to stun the ATM now. I just play Leviathan anyway. It's just irrelevant. Leviathan is so strong against the job select cards. I'd have Shiva again to just stun. God, Leviathan's incredible against our deck there. It blows up our removal and 2 of our tokens. That was really game-winning here, honestly. I guess I have to go wide because we know they have Shiva. So this is Ignis and a Chocobo. The Ultima. And a Death Toucher. Make both of these 4 power then. Salvagers, which hits me with the life gain. Not lovely. They have a syncopated counter unless I pay 4. I don't have the mana up for ATM even if I do that first. How much is the Garden to flip? Because that's a one-shot lethal they can't hit with sorcery speed removal. 6. I can play the Gardener and flip the Garden. Yeah, they can't Shiva the Garden. Flan the Gardener. See if that last card in their hand is 3 mana or less to deal with a giant vehicle. Let's hope not. Now I have a fat Chocobo and Thief's Knife. Although I guess I don't play Thief's Knife this turn because I have to try to hit for lethal. Alright. Good stuff from the Garden. They're dodging the Shiva, and that will be 4 and 1. I believe we're only 1 win away from the maximum prize out here in terms of gems. And the qualifier play-in, it is qualifying us for an upcoming qualifier weekend. The qualifier weekend is a standard tournament, and I don't care about or play standard or enjoy standard. So if I get 5 wins, that is more than good enough for me. That said, I'll keep playing even if I get 5 wins, because if I do get 6, then I can at least go jam some very simple mono red deck or something in the qualifier weekend and win some more gems in that event. Even if I don't plan to get very far at all, we can just get a little bit of gems out of there. So it's been a really nice run. We started with a loss in the very first game, so It looked like it was going to be real sad there, maybe leaving with 500 gems, but we rallied into a 4-win streak for at least 4,500 gems. It's a nice hearty pocket here, getting us up to almost 10k gems in the account after this event. Very, very good stuff. And if we do get one more win, then we basically did get to 10k gems. That'd be 9,440 gems in the account. So really, really successful event today, but we'll see if we can't end it with a bang. We are heading into not the final boss, but sort of the final boss in terms of maximizing gem payout here. All right, here we are on the play. Certainly need to top deck lands, otherwise I'm going to have to skip a turn to land cycle one of these, which would be pretty sad. But if we do top deck the lands, we have really good 3-mana plays here, depending on what's on our opponent's board. If they haven't played anything, then the Wyvern, and if they played something really good, we can jill it and slow them down. Alright, our first draw is a 6-drop, which is awkward. It's possible our 3-mana plays are strong enough that we're just supposed to land cycle on turn 2 and not even gamble on waiting to see if we draw the land. Because our 3-drops are a lot better than our 2-drop. We're playing against black-white, tends to be a really fast color pair. And they play Dark Confidant. Yeah, Dark Confidant is brutally good. I have to slow it down here. Hopefully at least to the point that we deal a bunch of damage to them before it starts going, and then it's actually maybe kind of risky. Our deck doesn't have anything that deals with Dark Confidant, by the way, which is so bad for us. Speaking of so bad for us, that 2/4 booty just completely stops our attacks. Yeah, no, Dark Confidant, absolutely disgusting against this deck. All we have are ways to stun it, and then it just keeps drawing cards anyway. I don't know if we can beat a turn 2 Dark Confidant, but I suppose we're about to find out. Probably not. That's a very, very bad draw. Island cycle our way towards our other 6 drops. I might have to force cycle as well and just play the ATM and hope to jam damage. Trying to attack, but I can't through the clap of Rufus's thick dumpster over there. First Dark Confidant draw is completely free because it's a 0 mana cost card. A classic. Dark Confidant to Sephiroth. Sephiroth to go with Rufus as well, where they get a free sacrificable card every turn. Might as well draw 2 extra cards a turn at this point. Extra tards a turn, apparently. Just guarantee I'm playing the ATM, but this looks not winnable. Absolute prankster. It's like, oh, you wanted to remove? Well, here's removal that doesn't stop Dark Confidant's ability. I could put it on Sephiroth if I don't play the ATM this turn. They have insane black and white, and they're splashing in garnet too. Their deck definitely has other good ways to use creatures so they can sacrifice Sephiroth for something later, probably. They've already double treachery'd us. Shinra's butt is too big for the ATM. It's too thick. Get to sit here and watch myself die to Confidant. I don't think they've lost a single point of life to Dark Confidant, which is brutal. Those are some very good coin flips so far. On land versus non-land. Oh, I wish this were best of 3, because it looks like most of their other stuff's pretty filler. It's really good removal, and then excellent mythics. This board is way too big to do anything. So we still just get to sit here and watch them drawing cards for free every single turn. There's the Aura Sight for the ATM. Alright. I'm good there. That was an absurd start from our opponent, and a pretty terrible matchup. We don't have any way to deal with the Dark Confidant. Alright, well, 0-1 into the 4-win streak to still leave with a good chunk of gems feels pretty good for me for this sealed pool. We were lacking on good removal spells to deal with cards with good abilities. And that, I think, was really just the whole cause for our 2 losses. And there was nothing we could really do in our deck to have outs to the ways that we lost the first 2 games. We just had our opponent have a Vincent Valentine flipped for way too long to where he shredded me for like 18 life by the time I could finally deal with him, and that was enough that our opponent had just top decks in the end game to save themselves. They got the life drain Blood Artist, and even then they were a single turn from dying, so that was particularly brutal. And then that last loss, the Dark Confidant, we just don't have anything that we can do about that in the sealed pool unless we were playing the 6-mana removal spells for it, the Lunatic Pandoras. But the Vincent, there was literally nothing we could do, because even if we had the Lunatic Pandoras in our deck, we wouldn't be killing Vincent until Vincent already flipped, so we are already running all of our best ways to deal with Vincent for that matchup. I guess unless we're splashing in Fire Magic and have the red splash at exactly the right time for the 2 damage to everybody, but that feels unlikely. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this deck build. I don't think I played perfectly, especially in some of the winning games. There was a lot of like little missed damages and stuff, but I don't think we could have won either of our 2 losses, so is what it is. 4-2, still a very good record for a super competitive event like this, where everybody is basically exclusively relatively competitive players trying to do their best to get as many gems or get into the qualifier weekend as possible. And we went 4-2 there with a pretty average sealed pool, so I will absolutely take it. We'll take our 4,500 gems, and that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in a recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.